Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you've been feeling, well, a little lost in this endless wave of new artificial intelligence updates, trust me, you are absolutely not alone. We're going to cut right through the intimidating tech jargon today and map out exactly how AI is evolving, step by step. Let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. It's overwhelming, right? As everyday tech users, we're constantly bombarded with this complicated terminology when we're really just trying to figure out the next wave of AI. You log online, and suddenly, literally everyone is talking about agents, but nobody actually stops to explain what an agent is in plain everyday language. You're probably seeing words like agentic, RAG, React, and autonomous flying all over social media. Okay, let's just toss all those confusing buzzwords out the window for a second. Instead, we're going to follow a super simple, relatable path to figure out what these terms actually mean and, more importantly, why they matter to us. So here's our game plan for today. 1. Decoding the buzzwords. 2. Level 1. Passive chatbots. 3. Level 2. Predefined workflows. 4. Level 3. Autonomous AI agents. And finally, 5. The power of iteration. Let's get into it. Starting off with Section 1, Decoding the AI buzzwords. Which brings us right to Level 1, Passive chatbots. This first level, it consists of the large language models we're already interacting with every single day. Think ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Claude. And don't get me wrong, they are amazing at drafting a polite email for coffee chat, but they have strict boundaries. They literally only know their training data, they have absolutely zero access to personal info, and they're completely passive. They're just sitting there waiting for your prompt. To put that into perspective, if you tell the chatbot to draft an email for a coffee chat, it succeeds beautifully. But if you ask it, hey, when is my coffee chat actually scheduled? It fails completely. No way it can answer that. Why? Because it cannot look at your personal calendar. It's totally trapped inside its own training data. So how do we actually fix that limitation? Well, that takes us to Level 2, Predefined workflows. We scale up to Level 2 using something the tech world calls control logic. Honestly, that's just a fancy way of saying a predefined, human-programmed path. Imagine you tell the AI, look, every time I ask about a personal event, check my Google Calendar first. By setting up that path and connecting your calendar, the AI can now correctly tell you exactly when you are having coffee with your friend Elon Husky. But here is where it gets kinda tricky. What happens if your immediate follow-up question is, so what will the weather be like on the day of my coffee chat? Boom, the AI breaks again. Why? Simply because the human programmer, you, didn't set up a path for it to check the weather. The AI workflow can only follow the exact map you gave it. I mean, even if you added incredibly complex steps, like an API to check the weather and a text-to-audio tool to read out that it's sunny with a chance of being a good boy for Elon Husky, it is still just a rigid workflow. If the human didn't build the path, the AI is stuck. And this brilliantly illustrates a really key point. Those intimidating terms like RAG or Retrieval Augmented Generation are actually just simple AI workflows used to retrieve external information. Whether it's fetching data from your calendar or looking up the weather forecast, RAG is simply a process that helps AI models look things up before they answer. That's the whole shebang, nothing more. Let's look at a real-world example of this Level 2 workflow. Following an awesome tutorial by Helena Liu using a platform called Make.com, we can map out a human-defined path. Step 1. Compile news links in Google Sheets. Step 2. Summarize them using an AI called Perplexity. Step 3. Draft social media posts with Claude. Now, this is incredibly useful for sure, but remember the catch. The human is still the one deciding every single step of the way. So here's the crucial point, and honestly, this is the absolute biggest shift in our entire explainer today. To upgrade the system from a basic workflow to a true agent, we must replace the human decision maker with the AI itself. The LLM literally has to take the wheel. And that brings us to Level 3, Autonomous AI agents. This is where the AI is finally put right in the driver's seat. True AI agents operate using what's called the React framework. Now, I know that sounds complex, but it literally just stands for reason and act. The AI agent autonomously reasons out which tool is most efficient. For example, it might think to itself, Google Sheets is definitely a better tool for compiling a list of links than Microsoft Word. And then it acts on that reasoning. It's making the exact same decisions that you used to make manually. Which leads us to Section 5, the power of iteration. That ability to reason and act introduces a third defining trait for these agents. Think about how we use chatbots right now. If it writes a LinkedIn post for you and it isn't, say, funny enough, you have to manually prompt it again and again, right? But an AI agent, it actually has an inner monologue. It says, okay, I've drafted version 1. Let me critique my own output against LinkedIn best practices. It iterates, it critiques, and it rewrites completely autonomously until the goal is met. No human trial and error needed. To see this in action, there's a brilliant real-world proof of concept from AI pioneer Andrew Ng. He demonstrated a vision agent. In his demo, you just type in the word skier. The agent autonomously reasons what a skier looks like, acts by searching through raw video footage, identifies a person on skis, and tags the clip entirely on its own. No human reviewing the footage, no human tagging it. The agent autonomously manages that whole complex task from start to finish. So, looking at this complete evolutionary arc, we can see the clear progression here. Down at level 1, you give a prompt. The human is the decision maker, and the AI is entirely passive. At level 2, you build a predefined path. The human still decides, but the action is set in stone. And finally, at level 3, you simply give the AI a goal. The LLM becomes the decision maker, and the action is fully autonomous. It manages complex tasks without ever needing a predefined map. As we leave the era of basic passive chatbots behind and step into this wild new world of autonomous agents, we really have to ask ourselves a pretty profound question. What happens when AI no longer just answers our questions, but starts deciding which questions need to be asked in the first place? That is the true power of AI agents. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.